Well, like I said, guys, we're gonna start hammering on these D4 cats. We got 3 of these to go through. So 2 of them, this one here, somebody put the wrong sprocket on when they changed. Well, I don't even think they, didn't even look like they changed the pads. See, I put pads and rails and everything. I don't know if they changed to put the pads on the old rails, track chain, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, this sprocket is the wrong pitch. A D4d 84J serial number is 6 3/4, and I measured that, and that one's 7 1/4. So yeah, and there's another one out there just like it. Okay, and this one had a rear seal leaking back into the clutch housing. So I got the parts for this. This one here, I just got in the door. You can see the boards that I backed in and on, trying to not tear the asphalt floor up in here. This one here, as far as I know, just has a blown head gasket or a head problem. I'm hoping it's just got a head gasket issue because I could knock it out pretty quick. These D4Ds have 3304s in them. Very good engines, pretty damn hardy. But I'm gonna get going on this, guys. Start tearing stuff off of it, get the stack off, get the air cleaner and all that stuff out. I mean, when I backed it in here, I was just idling and it was just puffing out the radiator cap, so it's pretty evident as to what's going on. Yeah, and I just kind of gave up on the electric impact wrenches. I just got tired of buying batteries and battery problems constantly. And I just don't have near as many problems with a good old-fashioned pneumatic one. I pull the trigger and the son of a bitch works. Yeah, you're dragging a hose around with you, but it works. I ain't gonna lie, I do miss some of the conveniences of, it's quicker, you just grab the damn gun and with an electric one and you get it spun off and that's all there is to it. But I don't know, it doesn't save that much time, but charger comes off. If this was just a regular cat, it'd be a little easier, but these are kind of a pain because of all the shit they got piled all over them. But cat won't even work on these anymore. They won't touch them. That 8K out there, they had called Cat and they said they don't want to work on it. That 8K, it's pretty wild, huh? How they just basically refuse to do the work anymore. I don't know. I couldn't hardly believe that. I'll work on these old girls. I like these old cats here. These are good machines, man. Easy to work on. These aren't the easiest the way they're set up, but that intake's kind of a little bit wet in there, isn't it? Didn't see any water in the oil. I got a new regulator for it too. Huh. What's going on here? Huh. Really didn't expect that to be that tight. Get rid of the extension and see if it does anything different. That's not feeling very good, you know what? Yeah, that one there did not feel very good when it was coming out of there. I didn't like the way that one felt. I think it's got any water in it at all. I don't see any in there at all. I have to get something to... Jeez. Okay, manual gauge for the coolant temp, and then yeah, lots of shit to pull off here. Let's go back here and pull one of my potato guys over in Tule. He's bringing their equipment truck they haul equipment with over. I guess it's grinding in 7th gear. Those out like that. And the blow-by tube needs to come off. Exhaust, all that stuff. Need a better light. I got another light here somewhere I need to go get. It'd be way better than this little light. Let's see if I can find my other light. Thinking about I'm really thinking about pulling the manifold and turbo all as an assembly if I can. Them bolts that hold that turbo on there don't look so good. I can just tell that would add numerous hours to the project trying to get them off. They do have nuts on the other side of them that is, well, except for this piece here where the stack bolts down. But really thinking, you know, I should probably, before I even pull those fuel lines off, I need to find, well, let me blow some of this shit. There's a bunch of shit laying there. My blower nozzle here and blow some of that stuff off. You know, if I'd have built this, I'd have made this flange to where you could just unbolt this, you know, like a headache rack in a pickup, or have it pinned or something, where you didn't have to work around it when you're trying to work on it. They don't even have the gold plug bar here bolted down. We'll have to see if we can do that when we go back together. That ain't right. left hand on there. Pre-cups on these injectors. Oh, good times, good times. This one line's right in my fucking way here. Yeah, these are not the easiest in the world to get to deal with. They are if they're in a regular cat without all this shit on there, but with all this shit on there, they're kind of a pain in the ass. No, thank God I'm a little guy. I can stand down in here. Maybe reach some of this stuff. There's that one there. And I gotta find something to cap the pump and the lines off, or the injectors and the lines off. If I can't wrench off of there. Blow-by tube's kind of hanging me up. I still haven't went over there and put that damn clutch back in that damn Dodge decoder for one of my ranch accounts. And the manager messaged me this morning, and I just wasn't trying to be rude. I just said, well, there's no snow on the ground, so I wasn't really prioritizing it. But obviously, they want it out of their shop, so I'm gonna have to get over there and get it back together. You just can't do enough fast enough for anybody, it seems like. Okay, I gotta find something to cap these lines off with. Or not the lines. See, there's already a chunk of shit trying to go down in there. Find something to put over the top of these injectors and the pump itself too. Look at all the rust flaking off here on the exhaust manifold. I can see that winding up right down inside of a delivery valve or something. That'd be real good, huh? And I don't have the tool. I guess I need to find one and order one. I don't have the tool to put on these. I'm trying to remember what I did last time. I pulled the injectors out, but I left the pre-cups in, because you can pull this nut on the top. You can pull the nut on the top and pull the injector out. The pre-cup will stay in there. I might just leave them in there. We'll just kind of look at them when we get the head off and see what they look like. They're not direct injection. That's what I'm trying to say, I guess. seal on there. Alright, I thought you could just grab these blow-by tubes if I remember right. And just pull them straight up. Maybe not. No, you can't. Well, let me see here, guys. I gotta find some caps for those injectors and the pump end, and then that probably ought to be the first thing that I ought to be doing so I don't get shit down in there. I think that most of us good hard-working Americans such as myself and a lot of you guys that watch this channel, I really think that we should not pay taxes this year. Tell them to piss off. Why would I want to pay taxes to a government that's taking my tax money? Well, for two reasons. Well, they don't need our money anyway. It's tax slavery is what it is. Because you look at and see what they've been doing. Every time they want something and they want money, they just print it and they send it out to another country for another war somewhere. You know, so what the fuck do you need my money for? Just print it up. You don't need my money. And plus, you don't need my money anyway because it's theft. We have strolled so far away from our founding fathers and the original inception of this country. Our founding fathers revolted over some taxes on some tea. And look at this shit we're putting up with. Look at the shit we're putting up with, guys. Okay. I'll just pop that. I could probably, well, I better get it off, I guess. Okay, this glow plug apparati, is it going to come off? So if you do pay taxes, they're taking that money and giving it to all them invaders coming across the border. You know, it's an invasion by people who hate us. Think about this, guys. We go over there and we bomb the shit out of all these Arab countries, and then they turn right around and send them right across our border. All these people who hate us. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? It's almost like it's really been orchestrated, the entire thing. The wars and that. I'll be damned. I wonder who could be behind it. Maybe start looking into all these NGOs and see who they really are. Okay, how am I going to get to the manifold bolts back here? Man, look at the rust and shit flaking off on this thing, man. Crazy. Look at that shit. Good grief. Alright. Golly, could I just pull the head and the manifold and everything in one shot? That exhaust, you know? That would be so much simpler to do it that way. And I just got to get that turbo drain. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to pull it all off as an assembly. I'm not going to fight that thing. Just trying to stand on my head to get that exhaust manifold off of there. Hey guys, so it's the next morning. I came back. So here's where I'm at. So I rolled the crankshaft around, and what I did is on these you can pin the flywheel just like any cat, and you can pin the pump too, but what I did is I just wanted to get close before I like to back my rockers and my adjustments off, before I pull my rocker shafts off. And keep in mind that your rocker hold downs are also your head bolts on these. Cat likes to do that. And so what I did is I just rolled it around and I just watched my rockers. You can kind of see where the casting is here. This is the intake manifold, is incorporated into the cylinder head. Here's an intake port, here's an intake port, and obviously the exhaust side's over there. So you can see where your intake ports are going, and they're going to the short rockers, and those are your intake valves. So I rolled it around till I was watching my valves there, and I watched my exhaust rocker on number 4 here, and it was coming up, and I rolled it around just to where my intake rocker just started to move down. That way I knew I was in valve overlap, which means I'm in I should be in top dead center compression on that one. Let's get the adjusters all backed off. Just a safe way to do things if you're doing a lot of engine work is just back your rockers off. That way when you go back together, if something's just a little bit out, or especially if you're having head work done and they're resurfacing the cylinder head, got to keep in mind that they're taking material off the head. So the head's going to be thinner. That means your push rods and everything are going to be sticking up higher, which is going to make your valve lash tighter. So that means you need, if you don't back them off. So what I'm saying is it's just a good idea to back them off. That way you don't wind up with a bent push rod or something like that. But I completely forgot to get a flat-bladed screwdriver while I was over there. Let's go get one. Yeah, let's go get a screwdriver. I think I just backed that one off already. The other day I was going home in that green Ford pickup of mine, and the damn idler pulley on the belt tensioner, the bearing went out about halfway home, and I was just going down Highway 97, and I saw my alternator light come on, and the steering wheel got hard, and I was like, oh shit, I lost my serpentine belt or something here. And that stretch of road there, there's canals on each side of the road. On the north and southbound lanes, there's canals, and then there's guardrails on each side too with really, really narrow shoulders. There's just nowhere to go when you break down there. It's a really bad spot to break down, and I just did not want to stop there. So hopefully I didn't push it too far. It started to get hot on me before I got to a spot where I could, it was about 10 miles across there to get across those flats and get off those canals. And I finally got to where I could pull off and shut it down. And then open the hood and realized that the bearing on the tensioner went out and spun the belt off of it. But I got it going Sunday and went down to AutoZone and got a belt tensioner and all that good stuff. Darn it, my air hose is down there. Damn it. Hang on a second. Let me go down there. I was pulling that turbo pressure line off, and there was so much grease and shit around the fitting, I couldn't tell what size it was. I had to blow it off. Okay. Let's get the rocker shaft out of it first. bar they got here. Man, that sucker's in the way. Push rods, make sure they're all straight. They all appear to be straight. Yeah, those look good. Okay, let me set this stuff back here somewhere. I'll set it inside the valve cover for now. I hear a piece of equipment running outside. I'm gonna go see who's out there and what the hell they're doing. Okay, so let's go ahead and rip the rest of these off here. Wow. Okay. Looks like I'm going to be going and getting the breaker bar. Am I at full throttle here? Yeah, she just ain't got enough power. I'll get a breaker bar and break them all loose. I got most of them broke loose. This one right here is not. There's maybe this one does not want to come loose. Don't know, am I gonna be able to get on that one? Very well, huh? I got it. Let's see here. Got an extension, huh? That cut in on that compressor, I need to adjust that cut in. It don't cut in quick enough. Would you just let go of the damn thing? Come on now. Just put a ring on this gun and I've already broke the other ring. I just put one on it. I'm hard on stuff. This is the one that would come loose. This one here I can't really get on. Hit this one here again. Just I was just trying to avoid getting my truck around here till the last minute. I could put my 3/8 hose on that with my truck, because my truck goes up to 180 psi. This shop compressor goes, well, I could adjust that too. It goes to 150, but I'm gonna hit that damn thing right there, ain't I? Ow, my fingers. It's got me hung up here where I can't get loose. Ah! Ah! Whew! Get them broke loose and they just come out by hand. This one here, I had the breaker bar and I couldn't get it to even. I thought, well, I'm going to break the breaker bar. Okay. I thought I got this one. Yeah, I did. Okay. Let's try to get this one here. And that one's not going to come out until I get the manifold out. That one either. Which we'll lift it off and pull the manifold off on the floor. Just be a way easier than trying to deal with it in this machine. Like I said, if it was in a regular cat, you know, and it wasn't a fumigation cat with all this crap around it, I would just pull it off right there, but it's just going to be way easier to do it off the engine. Okay, I've got that one over there that's holding us. Sockets don't want to let go of the bolts. One down here. Okay, I got my 4-to-1 torque multiplier on there. We'll see if I can get her loose like that. Try to get somewhere. It's just going to rip that right off of there. So that's not a good place for that to come up against. I got to reposition this. over here. There we go. Get up something, get something solid so it doesn't break something. Okay, I think we're up against something solid now. Well, that one is just amazing how easy it came loose with that torque multipliers. It's amazing. Okay, now we can finish getting the last head bolt out. Alright, yeah, no wonder it's all rusted up. So that would explain why it was being so hard to deal with. I had it partially off and I had to re-rig here. It's kind of heavy on that one side. Now it's going to be nose heavy. It's kind of awkward with that manifold and all that stuff on there. Okay guys, definitely head gasket. See the fire ring right here where it's blown across? What it was doing was going into the head bolt hole right here too, but it was going into the water ports on each side. Definitely head gasket. That would be number do I have it upside down though? I think I got it upside down. Because I think it's number 1 and it was leaking. Yeah, that's number 1. That would be number 1 cylinder. It would go in like that. Let's look at the bottom of the head. Yeah, you can see the carbon trail right here going right up into the water port. See all the carbon right here where it was leaking across the fire ring, and you don't have that on these other ones. Well, we might be pulling the manifold off and just doing it right anyway, because I think this is going to wind up being an engine rebuild, because I don't like the way, especially this one here, there's no cross hatches left, and you can see where the piston is scuffing. I don't know if the camera's picking that up or not. Come on, you son of a bitch. Come on. See how it's rubbed the cross hatches off that liner right there? Yeah, that's not good. That piston eventually, this next one to it, is doing it the same thing, but not as bad. I think what we really need to do is roll the crank around and look at this number 1 cylinder and look at it and see what it looks like. See if we can... Oh, come on. I get a ratchet on there. If I can get on the bolt here. Go down to bottom dead center. Okay. definitely tell that was the one that was getting water in it. I mean, all of them seem like they're kind of scuffing right there. That one really doesn't even seem to be as bad as the two that didn't get water in them. Yeah, I mean, this one here don't look the greatest in the world either. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Let's go back the other direction and look at them other two again. I don't like the way they look, I'll tell you that. Especially this one right here is the worst. About half of the circumference of that one side, I mean, there's no cross hatches left in it. You can see the cross hatches if you go straight down, but there's nothing there on that one. I'm really nervous that we're going to stick a piston, and that's exactly what's going to happen eventually. It's going to just stick a piston in it. Well, I guess I need to get a hold of them guys to see what they want to do. I mean, it's probably got tons and tons of hours on this engine, I bet. I bet it's probably got, these things will run 10, 15, 20,000 hours on an engine rebuild. So who knows how many years and time is on this thing.